The mere mention of the word adventure wants you to get out on a gravel road, chase the approaching rain, and just go on something that people call an adventure. Now today I want to show you probably the only adventure bike you'll ever need, and that is the Triumph Tiger 800 XCA. The Tiger range of bikes is divided up into two categories. There's the XR that is more biased towards road, and then you get the XC models, which are your predominantly off-road motorcycles. For 2018, Triumph updated their Tiger 800 range with some 200 component changes to the model range. I am not going to bore you with every single one of them, but I will run through some of the most important ones on this particular range. The engine, for instance, is still the 800cc mill from the previous model, but they have upgraded a few components in there, which makes the engine spin up faster than the old version, and they've also made the first gear slightly shorter. That shorter first gear will help you around city traffic, and it will also help you negotiate tricky off-road situations. The engine pushes out 95 horsepower, and the exhaust has also been made lighter. Fortunately, that exhaust did not lose any of that unique Triumph Triple soundtrack. There's also the ride-by-wire system that has been upgraded, and this particular model has got 6 rider modes, which I will get to in a minute. There's some serious crash protection on this motorcycle. Those bars come as standard. There is also a small belly pan over the bottom of the engine, but I must admit that that belly pan looks very flimsy, and it doesn't extend all the way past the shock absorber at the back. At the front, you have a fairly skinny 21-inch front wheel. Now, the wheels are spoked, which hints at this motorcycle's off-road ability. The shocks, both front and rear, are from WP. They are adjustable. Now, WP also supply KTM with their shocks, so they know a thing or two about off-road suspension. There are 2 Brembo calipers at the front, and this provided sufficient stopping power. As far as ergonomics go, this is a typical adventure motorcycle. You sit upright, the handlebars are nice and wide, and Triumph have moved the handlebars about 10 millimeters closer to you to aid you in those tricky off-road situations. They've also updated the windshield. The adjustment of this windshield is very simple. You push it forward and down or up or wherever you want to go. It's a very simple system, and they've added wind deflectors to the side. And I must admit that I didn't feel much buffeting while riding this bike, even at speeds. This top-of-the-line model has got 6 rider modes. They are rain, there's road, there is sport, off-road, off-road pro, which basically switches everything off, and then rider mode, where you can individually select everything from traction control to ABS and how much control you want the bike to have. The TFT display can also be changed to various styles, each style putting the rev counter and the speedometer at a different location on the TFT. The Triumph XCA also comes with heated grips and heated seats as standard. When I got this bike, this seat was at its lowest setting, and I felt that the angle of my legs were quite acute, so I put it up on its highest setting at the moment, and now this bike is extremely comfortable. One thing I did notice though is that the engine generates a fair amount of heat, and it becomes noticeable when you are riding slowly. So when you are negotiating a tricky little mountain pass with lots of rocks, you will feel the heat from that engine. But fortunately, this bike comes equipped with very wide foot pegs, and you can stand up quite easily. It is hard to fault the Triumph Tiger 800 because as a package, this is almost the perfect motorcycle. Yes, you'll probably need more power when you have a pillion with you most of the times and you carry the kitchen sink with you. But if you are a solo rider and you have limited luggage, this is the only bike that you'll ever need.